Do you remember winning?
Wow, winning. Duh. Winning. Oops. Winning. I'm by winning. I win here and I win there.
Winning in what sense?
Just winning. I'm sorry. Winning. You starting to get the concept now?
Actor Charlie Sheen's very public breakdown in 2011. Amid struggles with substance abuse and a public feud with his boss on his very popular television show, Charlie Sheen turned himself into a national spectacle by participating in a barrage of TV interviews where he claimed he was a warlock and that he had tiger blood and that most of all he was winning. And Charlie Sheen was not the only celebrity in the middle of a well-documented crisis.
Now to the latest trouble for star Lindsay Lohan. She was arrested early Thursday morning here in New York, and she may now be facing new charges in California.
It's a new low for Lilo. Arrested again, seen here leaving a Manhattan police station early Thursday after the troubled actress was detained for allegedly punching this woman in the face. Just hours after being released in New York, prosecutors in California announced the troubled star is also being charged with lying to police and reckless driving after this car crash in June.
There was so much of this in the early 2010s. The voyeuristic obsession with celebrity downfall, substance abuse as spectacle, thinly veiled descriptions of Hollywood stars as troubled. Splashy pop culture stories had all the reach of the modern internet, but America's attention was still focused on a handful of anointed celebrities who rose to fame in the age before social media really took off. There were no influencers. There were just the stars whose entire lives were documented in the pages of Us Weekly and People magazine and the National Enquirer. It was sort of the height of tabloid culture. And in many ways, it was that era of tabloid culture that gave rise to America's first tabloid president, Donald Trump. Remember that Lindsay Lohan herself was an early defender of Donald Trump, tweeting in 2017 that Americans should stop bullying Trump and start trusting him. The reason we are revisiting this chapter here is because that era of tabloid culture has become newly relevant in the criminal trial of Donald Trump. Today, on the 10th day of the trial, the person on the witness stand was attorney Keith Davidson, the former lawyer for Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal. Mr. Davidson is the person who helped both Daniels and McDougal broker their hush money agreements with Donald Trump. And it turns out that Keith Davidson is sort of an expert in that kind of thing. Defense lawyers today peppered Davidson with questions about previous pay-for-dirt arrangements. Here's Trump attorney Emil Bovee. You know who Charlie Sheen is, right? Keith Davidson. I do. Bovee. And you've represented some clients who you helped get paid by Charlie Sheen, right? Davidson. I've represented several clients who had claims against Charlie Sheen. Bovee. And who you extracted sums of money from Charlie Sheen on behalf of, correct? Davidson smiles. There was no extraction. Bovee, you took steps to cause Mr. Sheen to pay, correct? Davidson, we asserted that there was tortious activity committed and valid settlements that were executed. Then a little later, this happened. Bovee, in 2010, you represented a woman named Dawn Holland, right? Davidson, yes. Bovee. And Dawn Holland leaked information about the treatment of Lindsay Lohan at a rehab facility, correct? Davidson, who drinks water and then pauses, then responds. It was reported that that's what she did. Bovee, you helped Ms. Holland get paid in connection with what I just described, didn't you? This is where prosecutor Joshua Steinglass says, objection. The court says, overruled. Davidson says, I helped Ms. Holland get paid? Bovee, correct. That's the question. Davidson, I don't recall. The implication of all of this seems to be that Keith Davidson, the lawyer, is part of some seedy world of celebrity extortion, and that Donald Trump is actually the victim here, just like Charlie Sheen and Lindsay Lohan. It is a weird strategy. After all, no one is disputing that this case is about hush money payments meant to cover up Trump's alleged affairs. And painting Keith Davidson as some kind of extortionist doesn't actually change that. The fundamental questions here remain, did Donald Trump authorize these payments, and did he do so in order to help his 2016 presidential campaign? Now, Trump's lawyers did try to cast doubt today on Trump's involvement in these payments. by highlighting that Keith Davidson only interacted with Trump's attorney, Michael Cohen, and never spoke to Trump directly. Bovee. You've never spoken to President Trump? Davidson. Never. Bovee. In fact, everything that you know about President Trump came from either TV or Michael Cohen, right? Davidson. Pausing. No. Bovee. Much of what you testified to today with respect to your beliefs about Mr. Trump came from Mr. Cohen, right? Davidson. I have had no personal interactions with Donald Trump. And either it came from my clients, Michael Cohen, and from some other source, but certainly not from him. The implication here appears to be that Michael Cohen was not coordinating this with Donald Trump at all, that Michael Cohen took out a line of credit on his own home and made these hush money payments just to help Donald Trump in a critical moment for Donald Trump's campaign and for reasons of Cohen's own. At least, that is what the defense strategy seems to be. Is a jury going to buy it?